I err more on the side of Bill Gurley, and I'll say I err on the side of Mark Suster because I've been writing publicly about it for a long time. Here's what I actually believe.
Go public earlier.
Not early or too early, but I think delaying it for too long is a bad thing.
Why?
Because, look, I understand the negativity of having to worry about hedge funds and people taking short positions and all the negativity. But
so people can short a public stock, they can't do it to a private.
Here's my analogy. I take countries, okay? You know, Winston Churchill famously said democracy is the worst form of government except for everything else.
Right.
You know, it's messy, it's hard. If you read anything about world history, so like Neil Ferguson, Civilization, which is a wonderful book. If you read Jared Diamond, Guns, Germs, and Steel. If you read, my favorite book recently is The Accidental Superpower, Peter Zahan. All of these books portray some amount of the messiness of country-to-country conflict is always what created great countries because they were forced to innovate and create new weaponry relative to their competition in order to survive. And that sort of innovation is what led to there being great countries, and why China itself didn't innovate because it was so closed off, why Japan didn't innovate because it was so closed off, why the Ottoman Empire ultimately imploded. And I think that level of constant competition forces you to be better. So if you take America, people think America's lost its way. I think the fact that we have 50 experiments across the country where each state can create its own rules.
Sure.
And you see it working in California, so Nevada tries it, or Wisconsin tries it. Or you see something fail in the state of Indiana and you're like, let's not do that, right? And that level of competition across states makes us a great country. And the fact that our country itself has this makes us a better country, even though it's harder to get stuff done. So it's very simple to look at China and say, God, I wish we could do what China does and just
build a road wherever we want.
Do whatever we want.
Eminent domain. Here we go.
But I don't think that builds as sustainable of a country long term. Now, I think the same is true about companies, is if you stay private, the CEO can kind of do what he or she wants.
God King.
But I think they probably misallocate resources. I think they can hide stuff that's not going as well. They don't face that constant pressure of scrutiny. You know, the sunshine, you know, which I forget what the saying is, but
yeah, it heals wounds.
So I think
cures everything.
Having sunshine, I think, forces you to be a better company. And for companies who go public and then can't handle that, it probably wasn't a fantastic company to begin with.
Hey, everybody, I want to take a moment to tell you about retargeting. This is a very, very important thing for startups to understand because customer acquisition is what it's all about, and AdRoll is the best retargeting platform on the planet. Over 25,000 advertisers use it. And I want to tell you today about a new product they have. It's called Send Roll. No, it's not sending to get your rolls and buttered rolls. No, this is about email. And Send Roll lets you get all those people who are window shoppers, people who are checking out your website, and then you can convert them into buyers, which is what you want, getting them to sign up for your product or service by email. So imagine they visit your site, but then they get an email follow-up. SendRoll is powerful retargeting tech plus effective emails, and the results have been spectacular. The average SendRoll gets a 45 to 60% open rate and a 10 to 20% click-through. And I can tell you, running inside.com, that is probably 4 times the industry average. And it's so easy to set up a SendRoll campaign. It just takes minutes. They give you all the templates, and they have a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week customer service line if you need help. And what I always like to do when we have somebody who has a product that's loved on our program, we don't want to read any sponsor messages, any partner messages for things that are not loved. The great part is a lot of my founders from my portfolio use AdRoll, so it's very easy for me to talk about their new product, SendRoll. James Heller, the founder of Rapify, which went through my incubator, says AdRoll is an integral part of our customer acquisition strategy. It allows us to continue to garner impressions long after the initial customer interaction. It's also one of the most cost-effective tools to bolster any integrated marketing strategy. AdRoll is the best retargeting platform, period. That's according to James Heller, good friend of mine and one of my investments at Rapify. So here's your call to action, everybody. Try SendRoll and get a $100 credit. Just go to adroll.com/twist, 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 and get that $100 credit. And please try that send roll and give them some feedback and let them know that Jason sent you. Okay, let's get back to this amazing program.